To me, it's Aaron Rodgers.
Yeah.
There's no way around it. I mean, don't get me wrong. I'm no big fan of Matt LaFleur.
Yeah.
I'm not going to apologize for that. The fact of the matter is, I think the things that you consistently complain about with Matt LaFleur, what I recognize is that every time you complain about something, it's never resolved. The same problems that plagued them early in the season, fellas, is the same problem that plagues them as the season progresses. It's just that you had the greatness of Aaron Rodgers to lean on throughout the years, which is why you had back-to-back 13-win seasons. But in the end, I'm still going to tell you that it comes down to Aaron Rodgers. He's underthrowing. He's overthrowing, okay? He's not making plays the way that he customarily could. There are times when receivers are not open. There's no doubt about that. But there are times when they are open. And he's still not throwing the ball with the level of accuracy that we're accustomed to seeing him throw the football with. Now, do I believe he could resurrect himself? Yes, just not this season. This season is officially over for the Green Bay Packers. You ain't going to no damn playoffs. It's a wrap. But I will tell you why I hold Aaron Rodgers accountable more than anything else. And I've said this, Swagoo. I've said this, RC, religiously as this season has progressed. I hold Aaron Rodgers primarily responsible for the departure of Davante Adams. I truly do.
Yeah.
Because the bottom line is Davante Adams is an all-world receiver. Davante Adams is on the record stating that part of the reason he departed for Vegas wasn't just to play with his boy, his college buddy, and Derek Carr, who certainly doesn't measure up to Aaron Rodgers. It's because Aaron Rodgers was hemming and hawing about wanting to retire or wanting to move on from Green Bay, and he wasn't steadfast about remaining a Green Bay Packer. So it wasn't money because the Packers could afford to pay Davante Adams just as much as he got paid from the Raiders. It was the fact that the season seemed up in the air, or the future seemed up in the air when it pertained to Aaron Rodgers. And when you are a quarterback and you have a receiver that damn elite, you are supposed to prioritize keeping him. Evidently, Aaron Rodgers said, you know what, I'm going to be fine whether he's here or not. And look at what has happened. It's a damn shame, but there's no way in hell that if you are a quarterback of Aaron Rodgers' caliber, that you are supposed to even think about letting somebody as valuable as Davante Adams walk out the damn door. That's where my accountability lies when I look at the Green Bay Packers, fellas.
And say that's fair, because when you think about the struggles of this team earlier in the year, it was really about being explosive and his continuity with wide receivers. Well, who had the best continuity over the last 5 years in the NFL when it comes to quarterback and wide receiver? That's Aaron Rodgers and Davante Adams. We are talking historical together. And look, he can't control everything that Davante Adams was thinking or how he wanted to go about his future going forward. But I'm sure, to your point, it would have weighed in a lot on how Davante Adams thought about not only the negotiation process with Green Bay, but also staying there and trying to win a championship. Fellas, this is a back-to-back 13-3 team from the previous 2 years. We had a lot of people had the Green Bay Packers as the favorite to go to the Super Bowl, not win games, not have a successful season, to go to a Super Bowl. And so many people got on television, like myself, and was like, listen, man, this Davante Adams thing is bigger than everybody thinks. Not only did it lead to the departure, it led to the continuity that does not exist in Green Bay. And look, last week I gave them credit because this was a team that was reeling, had lost 5 games in a row, and they beat the Dallas Cowboys. So it's something to be said for that. The one thing I came away from this Tennessee Titans game thinking, and I think everybody knew it, a lot of people holding out hope because Aaron Rodgers is the quarterback and we were waiting on things that we thought could get better faster and waiting on them to get better. This is a bad football team. That's really what it boils down to. Outside of Aaron Jones and A.J. Dillon and the seemingly emergence of Christian Watson in the last 2 weeks, nothing else about this Green Bay Packers football team worries anybody. The defense doesn't worry anybody. When you talk about scoring points on them, when you talk about running the football, and yeah, they did a great job against Derrick Henry, and then Ryan Tannehill throws for 300 plus. On offense, once you stop this run game from going, it is very limited to what they do outside of what we saw Christian Watson do last night, just be bigger in the end zone and make a play, and the time for Aaron Rodgers to hit him on an over route. But here's the thing. When we talk about playoffs, let's stop talking about the Green Bay Packers. It's almost like the Lakers in the NBA last year. At some point, it's time to move on to the Minnesota Vikings, who is in this division, who is competing at a very high level, who just went and beat the AFC favorite for the Super Bowl, and now we moving forward. We turning the page on the Green Bay Packers. They are not good this year. Aaron Rodgers is not playing at a high level. A lot of it has to do with Devontae Adams' departure. So let's move on and start talking about other people in the NFC and what their chances are for getting to a Super Bowl.
Thanks for watching ESPN on YouTube. For live streaming sports and premium content, subscribe to ESPN Plus.